BodyBags, where horror lies.
Hey guys, Rob from Georgia here with you, aka VHS82 apostrophe. I'm your regular Wednesday evening host here at BodyBags. It is the beginning of June for you, for me, about a week and a half prior to that, as I get this up and done. Watched it last night, so I figured it's fresh in my mind. Why not, right? It is. So with that being said, though, June, second weekend, we're pulling films from 1988. Very much looking forward to covering this for the first time on BodyBags, so that'll be a fun week. And compliments of Glenn, our Monday reviewer, has given us the theme week for the end of the month is going to be Asian ghost flicks. Yeah, that'll be fun. That'll be fun. And so this week, I got a stack of movies for my birthday, and one of them was this one from the director of Hobo with a Shotgun. If you ever seen that, I reviewed that for BodyBags not too far back. This is bonkers. This was Rutger Hauer, man. This was so much fun. I absolutely had a blast watching this and reviewing this. This one was different. Still bonkers. Basically what you got here is you got a group of kids. You've got a brother and a sister. Mom and dad are workaholics, so they're never home. I mean, they basically come home for 5 seconds and say, we got to go catch the flight and get out of here. And it's up to Sam to look after Gary. And of course, Gary is into filmmaking. He's always making movies, him and his buddies, and Sam is part of that. And, just to kind of show you the dynamics of this thing between them and their parents, Gary will accidentally break his arm during the filming. And when the mom and dad, they have to come back early, I think, they're not too happy with Sam. And so you kind of got this weird sort of, well, we're out working and we're not going to be home ever. And it's sort of up to you. You're sort of the mother. And so, you need to be on everything. And this gets a little overwhelming for Sam. Enter Billy. Billy is a hoodlum. He probably is the antagonist of this film, although the aliens obviously are there not to do good. And it takes a little bit of time, but eventually they do sort of find their way into this story where things really sort of kind of get jacked up to a degree. But initially, you've got Gary and his buddies are trying to make a movie. Sam is part of it. But when Billy enters the picture, he sort of crashes their movie making one day. And as a result, Sam suddenly has an eye for him. And she has no clue, just no clue just how bad he is for her. And, she'll find out. She will find out soon enough. And so she will basically kind of sever her part in this movie in order to entertain Billy. And Billy, though, will take advantage of this to the absolute nth degree. And knowing that her parents aren't around, sort of invites him and all of his friends to sort of party at their house. The kids try to rebel. This is sort of a kind of a Goonies feel in a sense, in a weird way. And they try to sort of defend their home. There's not a whole lot they can do, but in the midst of all of this craziness, as if things could not get worse, you've had a spaceship of sorts sort of crash into the water off where they live. And these aliens, and it's actually kind of a really super cool looking spaceship. It kind of looks like, I don't know if I remember right, I only watched it once last night. It seemed like it looked like a skull or something. I mean, it actually looked really cool. And so the aliens are coming in to harvest as many people as they can, because they basically throw this juice over them and melt them down, and then it becomes sort of a bio component to their fuel system, I think is how it was explained. So they need as many people as they can to kind of power things up in their ship and move on to wherever else they're going. And so, when they jack up the place, and of course the kids who Sam thinks she's in with now, really, I mean, it gets so bad that Billy and the girl that he's actually with, Sam, will actually be delusioned into thinking that Billy's actually her boyfriend, and he could care less about her. He's just looking for a place for him and his friends to party, and he doesn't care what happens to the place in the end, because ultimately it's not his responsibility. But he'll go as far as even urinating all over her room. And he's just, it doesn't take long at all into this movie for you as a viewer to think this kid is a total scumbag. And there's nothing that could happen that's not good enough in terms of his demise. So, you know, and once the aliens crash the scene, everything gets just absolutely out of hand, crazy. The special effects are actually pretty good. Patrick Baxter is one of the guys on the crew. Of course, he's worked on Land of the Dead, Spiral, Mandy, The Mist. So, you know, he's been around a little bit. Needs to be said, this is based on the short, what was it, Slumber Party Alien Abduction from VHS2. I'm just going to go off on a limb and say Jason Eisener did that too for VHS2, I'm pretty sure. So this is like the theatrical presentation, the full movie version for that entry into the VHS Part 2. And so the effects get crazy. Sometimes it's better than not. I mean, better than others. But I mean, it's you know, look, the aliens, you know, they sort of grab as many as they can. They drag them off into the water, into where their submerged ship is. And Sam ultimately goes out there to rescue her brother and his friends. And so, you know, in so doing, of course, there's a bunch of crap that happens on the ship. That's pretty freaking cool. And then they come back, and the aliens come back, and there's this last final hurrah at the house. And Sam, she looks up to this. I can't remember what the character's name was, but there's this girl that she has a poster of in her wall in her room. And she sort of idealizes or idolizes this character, and she wants to be as strong and courageous and everything that this character is. She wants to be. And so really the aliens and their invasion really act as a metaphor, I think, for anything, for her coming of age and really sort of being fine with herself and who she is, and more confident as a growing older teenager. And realizing the importance of assuming her responsibilities, even when something else comes along that seems good, she understands and realizes, I think, now that it's not necessarily good. And this, of course, this Billy character is just absolutely the scumbag for the ages. So the only thing, Jonni, if that's how you say, Jonni Shreve, he plays what is the beast alien, which is pretty cool. It's sort of, the character Dallas, who is a buddy of Billy. He'll actually get sort of melted down, but turn into sort of a beastie type character, and he will go on the rampage, and that's pretty fun too to watch. Try to think what else, man. This is like an RLJE Films release. Bloody Disgusting had his hand in it, which is pretty cool. You got aliens, you got over the top stuff. It's sort of nostalgia overload. Sort of harkens back to those, you know, Goonies / Stand By Me / It / but it's its own thing in terms of how that time period is represented on film. It's a Canadian film, and so it's a little bit of a different thing there. But it harkens back to some interesting things. And I have to say, the aliens looked like some sort of horrifying thing that you would have seen in the X-Files or something. And they were the gray people, they looked pretty freaking cool, actually. A lot of things looked really freaking cool in this movie. And again, the effects were really pretty cool. So it wasn't bad. It wasn't a bad watch. It was a lot of fun. So if it's, check Walmart, if it's on there, it's only like $10, $9 and change. I say, man, if you ever seen Hobo with a Shotgun and you liked it, this is definitely worth the pickup. If you're just looking to blow $10 on a movie, I don't think you really can go wrong with this. I think it's a lot of fun. You know, it may not be something you turn around and revisit 5 seconds later, but at the same time, it's always good to watch something different for a change, right? It's like me putting in The Fog last night for the millionth time. Never gets old with me, but it's nice to watch something new from time to time. Anyhow, so check it out, man. Our Kids versus Aliens. Check it out. Always end these things, of course, with Go Bills.
This is not a dream.